everyone. My name is Brittany Doss. I'm a part of the ITM Talk Show team. Each week we have a share goal. This week our share goal is 40. So now that you're tuned in, don't forget to like, comment, and share. We would love for you to get more involved with the ITM family. This week we'll be giving away a $20 gift card to Chipotle. To register, the link is pinned below. Thanks again for watching, and don't forget to share.
From the top. Okay. Drop that. Yeah. Feel the funk, y'all. Yeah. Feel the funk, y'all. Yeah. And lay back in the cut.
Thank you so much for tuning in into this week's episode of In the Middle Talk Show. I'm your host, I'm Jeremiah Drummond, and today we will be discussing colorism. Today, our special guest is Barbie T. She's a trailblazer in the Greenville and Spartanburg communities and so much more. Barbie is the queen of radio. You probably heard her on Hot 98.1 with her co-host Des. Barbie currently resides in Greenville, and she holds the position as the #1 radio show in our market. Please help me welcome the Barbie T. How are you?
Great. How are you guys?
We're doing great. So we have a touchy topic, you know, something sensitive to some, you know. It's very important that we discuss this, though. We're talking about colorism. And the main question that I want to get started with is, does colorism still exist today?
Most definitely. It's unfortunate,
Yeah.
but it does exist. A lot of people still, you know, do the whole light skin, dark skin thing, you know, whether it be jokingly or, you know, with purpose, but it's still around. But I think it's getting better.
Oh yeah.
It's definitely really pushed in the media, especially music industry wise. And even me being a light-skinned female, it's what you see. But again, I do think that it's getting better. The conversations are being had. And even when it comes to a point of when you meet a woman that kind of like, I won't say got a chip on her shoulder about it, but is very offended by it and it's there, it makes me want to ask that woman that's, you know, a woman that's darker than me, you know, how do I make it better? How do I do my part to make it better?
That's good.
I think with an answer to that, just speak up. Just speak up, because it's been said before, like I have a friend that's darker than me, and you know, her baby is lighter tone, and one of her friends that is Caucasian had said, you know, basically kind of asked, well, why is her skin lighter, and says, you know, how her skin is so pretty, and she just has a pretty tone, like because she's light skinned, you know what I mean? Like, you don't say that. Like, you know, people that are not in our community are putting that into us. Yeah. So I think just speaking up.
It makes me wonder where it comes from. Like, I know where it stems from, but it just like, why is it still here? You know what I mean?
Right.
Why is it still here? Because even with me being light skinned, I'm like, you know, I got dark skinned friends, so I'm like, have you seen yourself? Like, do you see your skin when the sun hits it? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
Yeah. It's even weirder in families. Being a mom of 5, I had 5 kids, and oddly enough, and they were all by the same person, oddly enough, I had 4 that came out lighter complexion and 1 that came out darker complexion. And even within that family, the family was like, is that really his, you know? And it was like, where'd she get her dark skin from? And it was from family members that were her same complexion. So I was like, maybe you? I mean,
Right. That's crazy. I don't get that.
You know? So it's weird that it still exists within, you know, even families now.
Yeah. You know, there's a certain phrase out, it's called internalized white supremacy. It's where a lot of individuals subconsciously, unconsciously still want to be white. So, like, you know, and it's very prevalent in Caribbean countries where skin bleaching is happening actively. We saw Black China come out with a line of skin bleaching products, and it's from the idea that the lighter shade you go, the better you are, because this shade is more acceptable in a dominant society. So I think that's ingrained into us all, you know, subconsciously of some level, and you have to spend time weeding that out of like, why is like, first of all, I like chocolate women, you know what I'm saying? You feel me?
and it's crazy even how bad it is in men. Like, the darker the man, the more dangerous people view him. Like it's
Right,
it's crazy. And it's just an experience I wanted to talk about, because even like I had, you know, somewhere I had stayed, old apartment complex, and I had a elderly Caucasian neighbor, and it was just crazy because my boyfriend at the time was looking in my car, and as he was looking in my car, you know, they, you know, made it, it was just like one of those things, as in, you can have anybody looking in your car, but you came to my door to let it be known, and you made sure to let me know it was a darker fella that was looking in my car. You know what I mean? It was a darker fella, like, you know, be
Perfectly
safe.
all right if he's
Yeah,
light
be,
skinned.
you know what I mean? Like, you know, be careful. But it's just like one of those things. It's just, I don't know. It's crazy to me that it still exists, that it's still here, especially being a light-skinned woman, and I'm aware of it. And I'm like, how? What do you see that I don't see? How do you think that this woman is any less beautiful than the next woman because of a shade of skin? You know,
Yeah, and it goes back to the media, because a lot of those people, they see on TV or whatever that the darker skinned people are the bad ones. Like, I went into this gas station, and the guy was telling me, because we knew he was a father of my friend, and he was like, yeah, the chocolate babies, they the bad ones. They always come into the store, the chocolate babies. And I was like, well, I'm a chocolate baby. What's up? Like, he was like, yeah, you a bad. No, I'm not. I'm in college, hanging out with your son. What is the problem? You know, so I'm obviously not. So don't say that. Don't put that in those little kids' heads either, you know, because they're going to be like, well, I'm the bad one because of my skin tone. So.
Those who work hard know that hard work pays off. And those who take days off know nothing about hard work. Every day, I try my best to dedicate myself to my music, my sanity, and most importantly, my family. Culture shift, shifting the culture back to its roots. Dedication.
My next question is, where do you think that it stems from? Colorism.
Marketing, really. Marketing. It's just, you look at old ads in early 1900s, the stereotype that have of black people is the darkest child with the red lips and eating watermelon. And, you know, there are some people who at that point knew that that was cartoons and thought it was just entertainment, but really what it was doing was programming people to see these individuals this way. And so, you know, we joke about all the time, you know, they would have said I would have been inside the house.
Right.
And the other ones have been in the field. You look at Django, the dark-skinned dude was in the house too, you know what I'm saying? That didn't have anything to do with who was actually in the house. You know, but it's something we joke about too, sort of kind of reclaim the story, I believe, a part of that. But a lot of it is just stuff that someone else has told us, older than us, that we found funny and hilarious and stuck with us. We carried it with us. You know, we wanted to be in a beauty pageant or something, and we felt we got passed over by someone that, you know, we internalized it.
And also, we do it to ourselves as well, because like one thing that stood out to me is the brown paper bag test with Greek life. Like, I've heard people talk about stuff like that, and it's like, really, y'all used to do stuff like that? Like, that's so lame to me. I don't know, but.
And I think it definitely stems from, again, like a slavery mindset. Yes. With that being said, that okay, the lighter woman is desirable, and that's why even today, again, I don't like to play about it. I don't like to be in the presence of men that play about it or, you know, make a joke out of it, even if it's, you know, I guess you basically say, even if it's in my favor, point blank period, I don't like it. You know what I mean? And I have plenty of beautiful black friends. So, you know what I mean? And to me, we're all one, and that's the way I like to try to keep it.
Yeah, I think it's like how you, and unfortunately, it's the things that's been instilled in us and how we've been raised. It's weird. Like, I go back to family, the darker side of my family or the darker complexion, they would be like I wasn't black enough. Like I, you know, to be made feel like I don't know how much black I gotta be. It's no box that say, you know, white or not black enough and then black. So I just, you know, I mean, I feel like we have to get away from that. I think back to the Rwandan genocide where, you know, it's like a whole group of people were separated by whether they had European features and the skin complexions, and that caused a whole genocide. So if we don't want to see history repeat itself, we have to steer away from that and have conversations like this that saying it's still here, it's still relevant.
And to bring about what you was talking about earlier, the media, that's the main reason why I really have so much respect for the movie Black Panther.
Right, yes.
Because it was just a major like representation.
All shades, all colors. And then what I really love is how they had Viola Davis. She's into these shoots, like photo shoots, just showing off her beauty and showing that you could be sexy and dark as charcoal. You know what I mean? Like I just love that.
Grace Jones was like that in the 90s, in the late 80s. She would almost be naked to make you appreciate this dark skin. And me growing up, you didn't really think of it like what she was doing, but in retrospect, you're like, wow, you know what I mean? For people knowing the stereotypes out there and saying, I'm gonna go against the grain and make you accept this as me being great. This is what makes me unique.
Right, and another thing too with the media, and it goes down to cosmetics for women. Even Rihanna, like her shades, and going from the albino light to the darkest dark, you know, it's just, a lot of people is showing that, you know, hey, and a lot of other makeup, you know, companies like Lancome and them, they didn't have as many colors and shades as Rihanna is. She opened so many doors for us because they don't really make it for us, you know.
And I even think about it, it's just, even, we're in 2019, you should know your people. You should know that we come in so many different shades, we come in different looks, different eye shapes, and everything of that nature. So I think that when you do meet a person and they look different, your first question should not be what you mix with, what you not mix with. You know what I mean? Or if she's a dark-skinned girl, like how you mix with that. How could she not be? You don't know. You don't know.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, you never know. So.
This is a cry that no one heard.
Upstate and surrounding areas. Get ready for Showtime Productions' hit stage play, A Cry Nobody Heard. Coming to USC Upstate's Performing Arts Center, Saturday, March 2nd, 2019 at 6:30 p.m. This is an action-packed drama that will have you on the edge of your seats the entire time. Come see the show fans cannot stop talking about. Tickets are on sale now. $25 general admission and $35 VIP. It's showtime.
That's good. I think you touched on it just a little bit as far as like the different shades of cosmetics, but how have like colorism affected you personally?
I would say, for the most part of my life, I was unconscious of my privilege as being a light-skinned man. And when I say privilege, I don't mean I have an upper hand on anybody, but I know there's an internalized thing that other people deal with me being light-skinned. And there's certain things when I look back and I can see where there was maybe some leniency, even like at work, just something at work. Like I could make a joke at work and it could be perceived totally different than a dark-skinned man saying the same joke that I just said. I wasn't conscious of that before, but I'm very conscious of it now. I'm black, so, you know, blackity black, fully black. My inside is dark as the inner sun, you feel me? And so, you know, for the most part, I've carried my blackness in that way, but I also know that just based on the look of me, people are willing to hear it from me differently than someone else saying the same thing I just said.
Right. Yeah. I think for me, is I think the shock is when people of another race feel comfortable talking to me about other black people, right. And I'm like, I'm black.
Right.
I was like, you know,
Right.
like because I'm lighter complexion, it's like they have a comfortableness talking
Right,
to me about
exactly.
certain things that they
Exactly.
wouldn't talk to
You wanted a
a
good
dark
one.
skin. Yeah, I'm just like,
And people think that is a compliment. They do.
Right.
black, and
You're
they'll
not
say,
like the
yeah,
others.
they'll say black people.
No,
they'll say
I'm
black
like
people,
them
and then
too.
say, but not you. And I'm
But
like,
not you.
That is not a compliment. And people think that that's a compliment. Like, seriously, they really do. And I'm like, no. Do you know that was very offensive what you just said?
offensive.
Right.
I was like, that's offensive for a light-skinned black person, a dark-skinned black person. Just
sure.
Black people in general just ain't gonna like that comment.
For sure.
That was not good. But yeah, so like, this was good. I like this. We had a good conversation, you know. And we talked about some stuff that people, I mean, out loud usually don't say, but especially with the, oh, you're not like the others. That's something that really goes on a day-to-day basis, and people don't understand that that is really offensive.
But it perpetuates colorism in our own community when they try to make you be separate
Right.
from them, and then now you have a whole generation of people perceiving themselves as separate.
And that's one thing, like with the position that I'm in, being, you know, on air and with a lot of little girls looking up to me, and I'm a black woman, like dark skin. But on the radio, they don't even think that. But once they meet me, they're like, "Wow, you're black." And I'm like, "Yeah, you know, I am. I love it, and so are you." And it's like I have to remind them, "Yeah, you can do this too. Like it's okay. I'm on TV. I do different things, and it's like you can do it too. Don't let the color of your skin stop you." Because 9 times out of 10, those people that you think are worried about it aren't. It's you and what other people have put in your head.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, and not just on the radio. You kind of like what the number one. Let's just be clear.
I wasn't gonna say nothing, but since y'all brought it up, yeah. Yes, the Dex and Barbie T Morning Show is number 1. Thank you so much.
My experience with it is almost like y'all's two collided with the extreme. And the only reason I say with the extreme is because most people look at me and only associate with me being part black. And I'm black. You know, that's all I've known all my life. So you ever have to argue with a person like about what you are? Like, no, like no, you keep trying to put this on me, and then they almost, I've argued about it so much in life, I've literally almost thought for a second like, okay, maybe I need to get a DNA test or something. But seriously, I have had so many experiences with people feeling so comfortable, like you said, with talking about certain things, and it make you look at people like, so you think, you know what I mean? The lighter my skin, the safer it is for you to say what it is that you want to say in a negative way. And that's what makes me so passionate about it now, because the same as what Shem said, I definitely didn't notice it until I got a little bit older, but it has made me more passionate about protecting my friends, in a sense. And that just comes from the simple fact of, I'm not gonna let you do that to them. I can handle my end. I can handle letting you know, yes, I'm black. No, you're not gonna say that. You know, it's just one of those things. And that's my experience with colorism. And I think that as we got a long way to go. We got a lot of work to do.
And to add on to that, I just want to say, stop saying, "Oh, you pretty for a black girl."
Yeah, you gotta stop.
Like, stop it. I'm pretty. Period. She's pretty. Period. She's pretty. Period. They're handsome. Period.
Nothing else to be said.
Right. Period.
Period.
Well, thank you, Barbie, so much for being a part.
Thank you for having me. Anytime.
Thank you so much. And thank you guys for tuning in, and make sure that you tune into our next episode next week on In the Middle.
I really got caught up on that.
Rolling everywhere.
Thanks so much for tuning in to this week's episode of In the Middle. I'm your host, I'm Jeremiah.
Stop.
And the camera's not moving.
Nope.
Thanks so much for watching this week's episode of In the Middle. Today's episode was brought to you by Jaels Beauty and Tony Fleece.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and share, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel, ITM Talk Show.